What's up, YouTube? It's your boy John at the Jersey Shore, and in the spirit of October and Halloween, I figure I'll give you a tour of my man cave. Come on, let's go check it out. Alright, so that is the door to my basement. Let's go check it out. Alright, this greets me as I open the door. On a very rare occasion to annoy everybody around me, I press that button. Turn it back off. Alright, let's go down. Let's see. Make sure I don't fall down the steps. Alright, on my left wall I just got pictures I printed out of some of my favorite album covers over the years. Favorite album covers of favorite albums, obviously. Miscellaneous stuff here. There's just a print of a skeleton. There is the Crystal Lake sign that I bought at Spirit Halloween last week. It was in one of my videos. I believe it was the Spirit Halloween / Haunted Hayride video I did. Moving down a little more, they had the official, a couple more pictures there, the official movie poster from Rob Zombie's Halloween. Let me get to where it's better light that you can see it. That date right there is significant for me in my life. That actually, the day that this movie came out is actually the day that my son was born. Who coincidentally is named Michael, but he is not named after Michael Myers. He's named after my best friend Mike, who lives in North Carolina. Couple more pictures. Here's a picture of them guys. Remember them guys? You heavy metal fans out there? That metal show? I love that show. Should have never been canceled. Michael Myers wanted photos, mugshots, Haddonfield sign. Going back up. Couple more pictures there. Pinhead. An autograph picture from the dude was Darth Vader. That right there is pretty cool. That's actually a picture of me and Linda Blair. I met her at a Metallica concert in Atlantic City in 2012. She was there for charity, for her own charity, for animal shelters. Cliff Burton, rest in peace. Picture of Bub. And this picture here, I actually made this. This is all just newspaper articles, my ticket, and different photos that I took at the Orion Music and More Festival, which is where I took that picture. Like I said, it's just newspaper articles, bracelet that I wore, pamphlet for inside of the concert. There's me and the lead singer from Volbeat, me and Linda Blair in that picture there again. Pretty cool. That is a picture that my friend bought me for Christmas a few years ago. It's when Brett Favre broke a touchdown record. Yay, I'm sure nobody cares about that. That is a picture of Jason that Michael made me. He drew that picture for me when he was probably about 5, maybe 6 years old. Picture of Jeff Hanneman. Rest in peace, Jeff. A couple just odds and ends pictures I printed off of the internet over the years. There's a painting that my sister bought me, the big red eye. More Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Mark Morton from Lamb of God, one of my favorite guitar players. There's more random stuff, and that is a picture that Michael drew for me of Michael Myers. He drew that the same day that he drew that. Alright, moving down. Picture of Linda Blair from The Exorcist. Who doesn't want one of those hanging in their hallway? Alright. Autographed picture of Sid Haig from House of a Thousand Corpses. Janae and I met him a few years ago, and there will be a picture of she and I with him in a little while. Alright, moving on. Picture from the original 1978 Halloween. These are just random pictures that I printed out and have on my wall. Some of my favorite movies. This has not been updated in a while, so there's really no new movies on here. Picture from the Exorcist poster, full-size poster of The Exorcist, and The Shining, and the remake of the Amityville Horror. Just a random clown mask that I thought was pretty cool. I bought a couple years ago. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. All right. Here is a bookshelf with some old speakers on it. A bunch of horror movie books. Or excuse me, a bunch of horror books. There is a picture of Janae and Michael, who you've met on previous videos. That's when Michael was a little teeny guy. Jack-o'-lanterns. There's a pumpkin head figure back there. All right, there's more books. Me and some friends at a wedding a few years ago. Some MMA fighters. Another picture of Michael from when he was a little guy. I believe that may have actually even been preschool. I'm pretty sure that was preschool. Daycare, whatever. There's Janae and I at a wedding when she was actually pregnant with Michael. Crime and Punishment encyclopedia set. There's some really cool stuff in there. All right. There's Michael Myers. This is actually supposed to hold candy or popcorn. I have him holding poker chips for whatever reason. Here is a Michael Myers figure here from Rob Zombie's Halloween. He's kind of awesome. Here's some dude that I met at a horror movie convention a couple years. He was actually not a famous actor. He was just somebody walking around in a Michael Myers outfit. And there is the mask from the 1978 Halloween. That's from Trick or Treat Studios, that mask there. Love that mask. I've worn this a few times on Halloween, taking Michael out for trick-or-treating. All right. Michael Myers pop figure, Michael Myers shot glass. There is an autographed picture from Doug Warlock, who played Michael Myers in Halloween 2. And he also was in Halloween 3. And there is Doug Warlock. Met him at a horror convention, so it's got to be 15, 20 years ago I met him. VHS copy of the original 1978 Halloween. There's Rob Zombie's Michael Myers. There's Todd McFarlane Toys Michael Myers there. Little pumpkin that came with him. There's another Michael Myers. And there is an autographed picture of Tyler Mane. He actually portrayed Michael Myers in the two Rob Zombie movies. Every Day is Halloween cup. I just bought that this year at Spirit Halloween. And here is Janae and I with Tyler Mane. I am 6'2", so this gives you a clear indication of how big he is. He was a really nice guy. He's much friendlier than you would think by simply looking at him. All right, and this is the latest piece to my collection. Other than the Crystal Lake sign that I bought at Spirit Halloween, this was the other piece that I wanted to make sure that I got this year. This is from 2018's Halloween. That mask is awesome. It's also Trick or Treat Studios. Love it to death. All right, Michael Myers bobblehead. More Rob Zombie's Michael Myers stuff down here. Another shot glass. McFarlane Toys stuff. Living Dead doll. There is the box for that guy. There's a magazine that I found last year. Halloween lanyard. Stuffed animal. Coffee cup that actually, if you fill that with hot liquid, Michael Myers appears on it. Michael Myers socks. All right, that snow globe there, that actually is worth a little bit of money. I mean, it's not worth a whole lot of money, but it's worth a little bit. It's a collectible that actually came in a box with that VHS tape. I don't know if anybody out there remembers the store called Saturday Night Matinee. I bought that in Saturday Night Matinee long enough ago that DVDs didn't even exist yet. And there's a coffee cup that many faces of Michael Myers. Here's a couple figures that I got for my birthday this year. Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. My wife bought me those for my birthday. And back over here, this was something that was very time consuming. This is actually a coffee table. I'll step back and get a better look at it. That is my coffee table in my man cave. I actually had too much time on my hands, I guess, and made this underlay. It's laid underneath of a sheet of glass. And it's all just pictures of Michael Myers throughout the years. I believe that this was after Halloween, after Rob Zombie's Halloween came out, but before Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 came out. So that was a very time-consuming project, but it turned out pretty cool and I really like it. A couple candles that sit on the table. Pretty cool. Big silver skull that sits on the table. You'll see that there are a lot of skulls in this room. You would think that I definitely would have something wrong with me by the amount of skulls in this room. And there's another one. It's a marble skull. Bought him someplace after Halloween one year for like $2 or $3 somewhere. I don't even remember where that was. It's hard to remember the amount of stuff that's in this basement. I clearly can't remember where I got everything. Alright, then moving on to my Stephen King book collection. It's not every single Stephen King book, but it's just about every Stephen King book. And of course there are MMA fighters standing on the shelf in front of them. More skulls and pumpkins. That was a stuffed animal that was given to Michael right after he was born while he was still in the hospital, hadn't come home yet. Some Star Wars bounty hunters. Little zombie dude. More Stephen King books. Some skull thing that I got in CVS Pharmacy. I know that that's where I bought that after Halloween one year. I believe that was like 50 cents. And there's a few of them in here. Alright. Another skull. Skeleton playing guitar. Birdhouse built by Michael. This basement has got all kinds of stuff in it. Been collecting this stuff forever. Alright, that's a Todd McFarlane, Gene Simmons, and Ace Frehley. Shot glass from the coffee house in Carolinas. Some old Kiss VHS stuff. Korn figures from many, many moons ago. Seems like a lifetime ago. Some cassette tapes that have managed to stick around throughout the years. Metallica clock. Copy of Creepshow on DVD. Iron Maiden Eddie. This room's just a mishmash full of all kinds of crap. There's all kinds of stuff down here. Horror stuff, Raider stuff, heavy metal stuff. Alright, let me step back. This is actually my CD collection. I still buy CDs, so this is all of my CDs and music, DVDs and Blu-rays. And those down there are music biographies, guitar tablatures. I've read just about every one of these. I think the only one down here that I have not read is the Motley Crue book and Sharon Osbourne's biography. I haven't read that yet. I don't even remember buying that. Somebody may have given that to me. Alright, then we have the first three Walking Dead compendiums. I believe that there's a fourth one out now, but I have not gotten my hands on that yet. Yeah. There's all my music. Like I've said before in my other videos, I've been a metalhead my whole life. And here is a lot of evidence of that. Tons of stuff. Alright. I was also a huge Shaquille O'Neal fan. There's just a couple Shaq fans that I obtained throughout the years. I don't know that I've ever bought any of those. I think all three of those were gifts from people. Alright. First Curio cabinet. Top shelf's a bunch of Stormtroopers, Star Wars stuff. Couple guitar picks that I caught throughout the years at concerts. That's a pewter Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia figure. My mother found that at an auction. Bought that for me quite a while ago. More Star Wars stuff in here. That Darth Vader in the middle, that big glass bank. I've actually had that since I was a little boy. And somewhere along the lines, that thing got shattered and glued back together. I remember gluing that thing back together. It took a lot of time and a lot of patience. That's why you see those lines moving or throughout the statue. All right, down here, Slayer autograph, Bret Hart autograph. Yes, I also do watch wrestling. Not so much anymore, but I used to watch a hell of a lot of wrestling. Lamb of God watch. Slayer tickets. Those tickets right there were for a place in Atlantic City. And for whatever reason, that concert got canceled, and they did not refund your money for the tickets. So, hooray. I was not very happy about that. Other miscellaneous stuff down here. A little card. I came inside of an Ozzy CD. There's my first ever iPod. Down here, just my old cell phones. My old original Sirius radio when Sirius first came out. That drumstick is actually from a Jim Brewer concert. He played like a heavy metal show, and his drummer threw the stick out. I was right in the front row, and I caught it. This here is a set list from a Megadeth concert, as well as the ticket from the Megadeth concert. That was the Megadeth traveling show that they did with, I believe there were 7 or 8 bands at that. It was called Gigantor. And that is the set list from Off of the Stage. There you go. It was from 2005. All right. Next up, my life-size Michael Myers animatronic figure. My wife bought me him for Christmas many moons ago. I used to scare the hell out of my son with that thing. I love him. He's not the greatest looking, animatronic I've ever seen in my life, but he's better than some. Better than most, actually, that I've seen of Michael Myers. There's more miscellaneous stuff up here. I Spit on Your Grave on VHS. Obviously, everybody should have one of those. Picture of Tony Todd autographed. Candyman figure from Todd McFarlane. And a picture of me and Tony Todd. Met him, also a very friendly guy. Miscellaneous stuff. Alright, and here in another side of another cabinet, this cabinet is a lot of Raider stuff and some Metallica stuff. It's a little bit of horror stuff thrown in. Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, Randy Moss, some Raider stuff in here. Just go through this real quick. Those cards, those horror movie cards came with Best Buy exclusive Blu-rays. That's where they came from. Howie Long autograph. Best friend met him at Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany. Marcus Allen, Howie Long, Rich Gannon. Rich Gannon's autograph. Old Ozfest CD. They were giving them out free one year at the Ozfest concert. Moving on. Bunch of Metallica stuff down here. Cassettes. Old cassettes. So these are from when I was a young dude. Master of Puppets is my all-time favorite album, so anything I can get my hands on Master of Puppets, I take it. So there's a Master of Puppets CD there. Master of Puppets 3D picture of Todd McFarlane, James Hetfield, and Kirk Hammett. Old Kill 'Em All cassettes. It's pretty cool. I'm surprised this stuff survived through the years. Caught that at a concert. There's the wristband I wore at Madison Square Garden on the floor. That was a Lamb of God opening for Metallica and Volbeat opening the show. That was a fantastic concert. Moving down here, there is a Sports Illustrated magazine from when Tim Brown was in college. And there is his autograph. I met him at an Eagles game in Philly. My God, the early 90s. Raiders helmet. Another Raiders figure over there, Jerry Rice. And here is my small Packers collection. I was a gigantic Brett Favre fan, so everybody seemed to feel the need to buy me Brett Favre stuff. There's a Brett Favre autograph helmet, Brett Favre figure, Amon Green figure, Vince Lombardi figure, just Lambeau Field. That was pretty cool. The baseball cap from when they won the Super Bowl in '96. All right, back to the horror movie stuff. Just a small little Freddy Krueger section. It's a very old Nightmare on Elm Street box set, but it's pretty cool. Todd McFarlane figure from McFarlane Toys. Mask that I got at Spirit Halloween a few years ago. There is the DVD copy of the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Freddy Krueger pop figure. There's another picture of Michael from preschool. 13 scary cats. Or excuse me, 13 screeching cats. Love that picture. My little guy. All right, Shawshank Redemption poster. Not a horror movie, but a Stephen King movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. All right, now moving closer to the pride and joy of my collection. All right, up here we have, that is me and Gunnar Hansen. And an autograph from Gunnar Hansen. And a Leatherface figure. This is all just random stuff up here too that I've collected throughout the years. Halloween 2 mask. There's me and Kane Hodder. Kane Hodder's autograph. Jason Voorhees figure. There's a mask from Halloween Resurrection. There's me and Danielle Harris. Mask from Halloween 6. There's Ellie Cornell. Me and Ellie Cornell together. Halloween 2 mask. There's a little skeleton chef. I found him at a horror movie convention. And I was actually in culinary school at the time, so I had to have him. This little thing. Pretty cool. There is a terrible version of Rob Zombie's Halloween Michael Myers mask. I haven't quite figured out why I bought that yet. But I did. Probably because I have no control when it comes to Michael Myers collectibles. I buy everything that I see pretty much. This is actually a fountain that will light up and that ball in his mouth will spin. It looks like a crystal ball. There is another Halloween 1978 mask. I actually have 2 of those for whatever reason. There's an autograph from Doug Bradley, who was Pinhead. He was actually the first person I ever met at a horror convention. And there is me and Doug Bradley. All right, so now here is the pride of my collection. Of everything that I have is my movies. I have a lot of movies. And about half of these are horror movies. So I will do a quick sweep of my horror movie collection. All right, this is all 3 series of the 8 films to die for. The After Dark Horror Fest. There's all of my American Horror Story. The Amityville collection. The Ash vs. Evil Dead collection. Just great movies in here. There's Bates Motel. I'm missing a couple of those. I think I'm missing seasons 4 and 5. I got to get both of those. I actually already have those on my Christmas list. Let's see what we got. It's a lot. I still buy these things. Everybody thinks I'm crazy for buying them, but I love them. There's the Conjuring universe. You know, things could be worse. I don't drink anymore. I'm not a drug user. I don't smoke. So my vices are DVDs and movies and concerts. So that's what I like to do, and that's what I do. There's a lot of the Dead movies. one of my all-time favorites. Love that one. And down here, there's a necklace of ears from Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead. My Friday the 13th collection, Ghost House collection, and here are my Halloween movies. And I have a lot of copies of every Halloween movie. The most recent purchase I made was this one. It was on Steelbook. It's a Steelbook edition. It's 4K in there. It's awesome. And that's actually the second time I've owned that movie already. I already have 2 copies of 2018 Halloween. I like spending my money on Michael Myers stuff, apparently. I don't know how many of you out there have ever seen this movie. If you have not seen this movie, see this movie. It's fantastic. Maybe someday I'll do a review on that. Here's the Human Centipede series. If you haven't seen that, that's some twisted stuff. The Insidious movies, Jaws. There's the Universal monsters, Frankenstein, Dracula, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Invisible Man, Mummy, and Wolfman. I actually bought the Frankenstein movies on Blu-ray, which, you know, in hindsight, it looks absolutely no different than what I already had, but I do like Frankenstein. Here's another one that a lot of people do know about this movie. If you have not seen that movie, check it out if you can. This movie's fantastic. It's a French movie, and it not even going to tell you what it is or what it's about. Just watch it if you get a chance and see for yourself. It's wonderful. All right, that's all of the Masters of Horror movies. Well, that's the first half of them. And that's the rest of them. All the Masters of Horror, that's the entire series of that. The Nightmare on Elm Street box set, in comparison to the Halloween box set and the Friday the 13th box set, that's very small. That's the Nightmare on Elm Street box set. This is the Friday the 13th box set. Really nice. I talk about that in one of my earlier videos. And this is the Halloween box set. So that Nightmare on Elm Street box set, they're slacking in comparison to the other huge horror movie franchises. There's the Paranormal Activity series. Love just about every one of those as well. This movie I'm planning to do a review on. That's why I actually have it out. If you guys have not seen this movie, look for it and watch it. I think that this is honestly one of the best movies that I've seen in the last decade. And it is sincerely a scary movie. You've got to watch that movie. All right. There's the Purge movies, the Resident Evil movies, the Ring movies. Here's another one. I heard this was awesome, but I have not even watched it yet. I bought it, and I keep forgetting that I even bought the thing. It's called Revenge. All right. One of these days I'll get to that, when I actually remember I have the thing. There's the Saw movies. It's another series that I loved. Let's see. I still buy everything I see, man. As soon as I see a horror movie, I pretty much will buy it. Even if somebody tells me it's not a good movie, I'll buy it anyway and just make that judgment for myself. There's Traces of Death. Good luck finding that thing anymore. I think that you probably have to buy a used copy on eBay to even get your hands on that thing at this point. There's my Walking Dead collection. First couple I only got on standard definition, and then the rest I got on Blu-ray. So eventually I'll replace these with Blu-rays. Some zombie movies, Z Nation, and then it just gets into some trauma stuff. If you're not familiar with trauma, they're kind of ridiculous movies. They're like sexploitation, violent gore fests. Pretty good stuff, if that's what you're into, obviously. All right, and then back over here. This is a big shelf. It's about the size of the entire wall. And I built that several years ago. All right, what do we got? My mom and pop, my father passed away several years ago. There's a picture of him. Love you, Pop. There's all my Frankenstein stuff. That's actually my old cell phone case. The first two, well, the only 2 seasons of the Munsters. This shelf over here is just almost like a catch-all. There's all kinds of stuff on these shelves. There's no rhyme or reason other than maybe that Frankenstein shelf. All right, up here, more miscellaneous skulls. Picture of Janae and I from many moons ago, when I was a short-haired dude, somewhat of a short-haired dude. That's an old Metallica bootleg video cassette. All right. There's me from high school. There's Janae and Ryan and I when Ryan was small enough to carry. He now has a baby himself. He's turning 22 in 4 days. Boba Fett, some Metallica tickets and concert or guitar picks that I caught. It's my favorite skull in all of the skull collection that I have. I think that's just incredible looking. It looks real. It's awesome. Boba Fett stuff. Albert Wesker from the Resident Evil movies. I drive a Mustang. Here's a whole bunch of Mustangs. Another one of them skulls. That's a picture of Mark Morton that I actually took at Madison Square Garden. Mark Morton of Lamb of God. There's Lamb of God tickets from concerts that I've attended. Right down here on this desk, that's a Michael Myers picture that's actually made up of several small pictures of every other horror movie you can think of under the sun. These were actually replaced recently with Blu-rays. That's why they're sitting there. Really cool Grim Reaper. Don't remember where I got him either, but he's pretty awesome. Right over here, a pile of rats, a pile of spiders. Just more miscellaneous stuff. Like I said, it's all over the place down here. There's a picture of my son. That's actually an invitation to his birthday party from probably when he's 2 or 3. That back there is autograph, Bill Moseley's autograph from House of a Thousand Corpses. Picture of me and Michael. Picture of Michael Myers. There's this dude that I bought at Spirit Halloween last year, the year before, probably the year before. He's got a bucket of eyeballs and rats and bugs and all kinds of stuff. There's a picture of Jason Mewes and myself, for those Kevin Smith fans out there. And just more miscellaneous stuff. I don't know why I still have these beer bottles in my house I haven't drank in 8 years. They just have not found their way to the trash can yet. All right. Now this wall is actually where I'm planning on eventually putting a green screen up against that wall. Those are some full-size official movie posters. And all these small pictures are concert tickets from shows that I've gone to. That one is way back when I was about 16 years old. That's a band called Lizzie Borden. Saw them at a place called Pulsations that is no longer there. It hasn't been there in years. My first 3 concerts I ever went to was at that place. It was Lizzie Borden was the first one, Ace Frehley was the second one, and Slayer was the third one. Slayer was actually the last heavy metal concert that was ever at that Pulsations. It was actually a dance club. And apparently Slayer danced that place out of business. Because I'm overly obsessed with my son, that is every pair of sneakers that Michael has ever had in his life. So I guess that you could consider me what you will for keeping those. There's more random stuff over here. Really bad Michael Myers mask. That's worse than the other one that I bought. What the hell did I buy that for? Looks more like just a tired old man than Michael Myers to me. Awful. Alright, and this is my desk. Another picture of Mom and Dad. And this desk has a whole lot of little trinkets from Michael that he bought me through the years. our Father's Day gifts and birthday gifts. That Grim Reaper is pretty cool. I found him at a horror convention many years ago. There's Michael from daycare, from preschool. Skull, salt and pepper shakers. That's like a monkey skull. A Metallica lamp. It's pretty cool. That's the year Michael dressed up as Michael Myers. Went trick-or-treating. This counter here, I actually built this myself a few years ago to accommodate that desk. There was something going on there that I didn't like. So I actually went overboard and built this whole thing around it. Inside of it is a bunch of DVDs of television shows. Seinfeld, Cheers, Married with Children, all kinds of stuff in there. This counter is another just mishmash of all kinds of stuff. Skulls, books, Walking Dead figures, candle holders. Pretty cool. This is the Color Top series from The Walking Dead. They only made a handful of these. I don't know why they didn't keep making them. They're actually really good figures. That Carl sucks though. He always seems to want to fall over. Rick Grimes pop figure. There's Negan. There's the guy from Hostel. Another big skull. Michael Myers mask that he made in the mental institution. Smith's Grove. That's Danny Torrance from The Shining. There's a zombie book that I looked for forever. Janae finally bought it for me, and I've never read it. So that's coming. One of these days I'll read that thing. It's more like a reference book anyway. It's not like a novel or something that's you got to read cover to cover. It's more like I said, it's a reference book. Ash, Jigsaw. Come around this side. There's another skull. There's Bub. More skulls. Just the back side of my desk. Here's the couch I lay on when I watch football and watch horror movies. And here's more posters. Halloween 5, Halloween 6. That's another Tyler Mane autograph up there. That's from Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 3. Here's a piece of art my wife bought me. There's the scripts from Halloween Resurrection and Halloween 6. That's a lava lamp. We'll get into what's behind that door in 1 second. That's going to be the end of the video, is what's in there. Concert tickets, more concert tickets. There's a little Reagan figure, Pennywise figure. That's just stuff from when Michael was a baby. Not a whole lot on this shelf. It's all old pictures, Hellraiser box, old Metallica box set from, my God, I was probably 22 years old when that thing came out. There's an old Predator figure, a Hunter figure from Resident Evil. Giant skull and giant Frankenstein head, they light up. That guitar I've had since I was probably 14 years old. Doesn't work for anything anymore, but I've had it forever, and there's no reason to throw it away at this point. Picture of Rob Zombie and young Michael Myers as well as old Michael Myers. Some old comic books, #1 Spawn, #1 Shadowhawk autographed. And there's that picture of myself and my wife and Sid Haig. Sid passed away around a month ago. Rest in peace, buddy. Picture of my nephew, me and one of my buddies. Here's a bunch of Friday the 13th stuff. Friday the 13th poster. Some pretty cool stuff. Jason socks. Little Jason figures. That guy right there was in the Friday the 13th video I did. There's me and Betsy Palmer. Good stuff. Alright. This last cabinet is all football players and a couple Jason figures at the top. And there's that shelf, is, like I said, is all just football players. Alright, that's just about it. Here's the last thing. A couple years ago, I had the crazy idea. This basement used to be a big, wide open space. But as you can see, there's something else been built into here, behind that wall. So, this is what I did a few years ago. I built myself a movie theater. 6 seats. Got a riser back here. Got posters from my favorite movies in it. Halloween, 28 Days Later, Hellraiser, remake of Evil Dead, Day of the Dead. That one's Friday the 13th, but the picture is dark, so you really can't see it. That's Martyrs. It's another picture from Halloween. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is a picture that's like a collage of a bunch of horror movie characters. It's pretty awesome. Janae bought that for me. Really like that picture. You know what? I don't remember if Janae bought that for me or if I bought that for myself. Either way, Janae's bought me a hell of a lot of posters over the years. That's just my small equipment location with a fantastic picture of me and Michael. I just got the biggest kick out of that picture, so I had to print it out and frame it. Love that picture. All right. Frankenstein poster. Poster from 2018 Halloween. American Werewolf in London. These lamps all have skulls on them. The ones towards the bottom you just can't make out. Frankenstein blanket, Metallica blanket, Walking Dead blanket, Raiders blankets. Alright, and the whole reason for the room is that 96-inch projector screen. So over the years, I have spent a lot of time watching a lot of movies in this room. I take a lot of pride in this room. Like I said, this was just a big open basement, and I built the walls, I built the subfloor, I did everything in here. Ran all the wiring, put in the 5.1 surround sound, which eventually I'd like to upgrade to a 7.2 surround sound, but that's a different thing for a different day. Alright, well that was the tour of my man cave. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you really liked the video, please subscribe to my channel. That's going to do it for today. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching.